Okay, this is also very standard. The Doom line open along with the Lifestealer 5-position support open, very standard among in the Chinese meta. And again, their EG is going to come right back with the Bane to counter the Lifestealer.
It's like a reaction. You pick Darkseer, and for VG.R, they see the Darkseer, they're going to pick a support that's very good at picking off the Darkseer with the Glimpse, and then they're picking a carry, which can self-sustain in the lane against the Darkseer because you have feeds as well Lifesteal. So you're not that worried about the Iron Shell spam. And like you mentioned, they pick Bane because Bane is really good versus Lifesteal. It's all a reaction towards what the opponent is picking.
Or if Purge was here, he'd be saying this is a purple draft.
High-level analysis.
Yeah.
Black, what do you think, man?
I don't know, like, obviously, if Lifestealer gets a slow on Darkseer, usually it just searches away. And now we have the Disruptor to counterplay that. It's just, it can be a really easy first blood for them. And if Darkseer has a really bad laning phase, then they can't put any pressure on the safe lane anymore. And it gives the Disruptor and maybe the second support that they're going to pick as well all the freedom in the world to help their middle player and hopefully make it work for them.
These two picks also make Darkseer and Lifestealer the top 2 picks at the Manila Major, clearly above everything else right now.
I think Darkseer just a really stable offlaner that a lot of teams are going to go back to in a lot of different metas. We saw him make a comeback at TI5 actually during that tournament. Lifestealer, of course, the level 1 Infestor a lot of people talked about, but meanwhile in 687 his strength game got buffed.
Right. As well as the Armlet. Armlet also received a really big buff, and it's one of the core tools Lifestealer has.
I do also want to mention, Alan, because I find this fascinating. We've got you on the panel. 4 of the 5 top picks so far in Manila Major have sub 40% win rates.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary.
It's you know, when you look at how wide open the meta is and how capable a lot of these top teams in the tournament especially are at innovating, the safety picks are not doing well. They're getting heavily countered. Lifestealer among. I'm really worried about this because
Lifestealer's 60% now that he's the only one who has a 50 plus in the top 5.
But we've seen him get punished in lane against Darkseers in this tournament already. You can have Rage on, but Ion Shell has a much longer duration.
The biggest thing about Lifestealer, though, you pick counters to him, but Lifestealer always has a free initiation tool in form of his mid laner or whatever hero is going to have the blink initiation. Then you can pop out and kill the counter right away, and I think that makes him one of the most uncounterable heroes in the game.
Yeah, but you don't want to do single core Lifestealer like what our friend Charlie has to say. Single core Lifestealer.
Don't tilt Charlie, he's not even here right now.
Usually you have like a quad with it, someone that can also really burst. Like you need damage with the Lifestealer, but
Ricky?
Yeah, that's what MVP showed.
So many games we saw Ricky Lifestealer.
Yeah.
But look at the puck ban. That's exactly what you guys were saying, right? They're going to ban out that middle mode. So I expect VG Gaming Reborn might go back for the Queen of Pain here, maybe in the next 2 picks.
Yeah, we've also seen the Lycan Doom ban as well from VG. The Doom ban's a little odd because we haven't seen a huge amount of Doom recently.
It's to protect their Lifestealer.
It's to protect the Lifestealer, and Darkseer plus Doom together work really, really well in pressuring the safe lane. Sure, you can glimpse one away, but if the other is still chasing you around, then you won't get much done.
Yeah, the other thing I like about this Bane pick is that if they do go for the Ricky, you have an option. You have a hero that can sort of dual mid, but they're going to go back in the other position for the Phoenix, and this is something that they featured at Starladder, and they play this hero so incredibly well.
Yeah, I just want to point out 20 played, 20 picks so far in this tournament, only 5 wins on the Phoenix.
That's
astonishing.
Merlini and I actually had a back and forth before this tournament. I believe he picked Phoenix as his highest win rate hero for the competitive predictions, and I just said it's an amazing hero, Sunray good hero.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams that pick this hero aren't running it properly.
No, and not only that, at Epicenter, when it kind of first really blossomed as a hero that everyone would want to go on, no one had any answers to it. Everyone has answers to it now. There's been several different ways of dealing with it.
Spike Carapace.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've all dealt with it very easily. So it's sort of fallen out. And we saw Na'Vi picking it earlier. They lost with it. Now we see VG. It was almost like they're a little bit behind the meta.
But it really feels like all these top heroes, like they always get figured out, and then they still get picked a lot because it's everybody's comfort zone. Right. But then it just loses because you counter them.
We've reached the point, right, where one of the limiting factors, teams only have so many hours to scrim.
I mean, it's not only that, it's like you get better at playing against the hero because the hero has been picked
I'll tell you what, when we're talking about win rates and so on, bring up the DP right now, because 72%
should be really high,
win rate.
Yeah,
it's 72%. So...
And again, part of this hero's problem in the previous patch, where she had some issues, was mid was so vulnerable. You now, with those raindrops, with scans, you have so many more tools to deal with that early aggression toward your mid laner.
It's also the new build that players have been going for, the Veil build. I think that build has made the hero much
Yeah,
better.
Double melt tally.
because of the last patch as well, which made it magic damage instead of pure. And, like everybody thought it's like instantly it's like a nerf, but then people, smart people like Eternal Envy, just figured out, well, it's magic damage, just build a whale, makes the hero really tanky, what he lacks anyway, naturally.
Yeah, I mean that build makes it almost unkillable. In fact, we
does.
saw it. It
Yeah,
was almost
we saw it
identical
just now,
build
yeah.
in the last game. Yeah.
Careful though, it's still vulnerable to burst, and
It
VG
is.
little limited in their options. But Lifestealer can develop that physical burst if he has a good early game.
Right.
Yep, that's why you guys were talking about the Queen, which would be really good against the
They're
DP.
gonna
But they're
DK,
going
So
for
DK
DK.
for DK.
Again, another low win rate hero.
A very
popular
solid.
pick right
It's
now
a solid
as well.
hero in the mid lane, but
I would have liked the Queen much better.
I
to be
think they
honest.
needed burst. Yeah, I think they needed severe burst against the
Like,
DP.
you have to co-op, you jump the DP, you go all out on her, and suddenly the whole DPS will drop by a huge margin.
We've seen a lot of this matchup already, just because I think it's like mutually assured destruction in the mid lane. That if either team gets a gank on the enemy mid, you're very likely to be able to take that tier 1 tower outright. But EG are going to come back with the jug. I actually really like this strat by EG. It's an early pressure strat. Vici Gaming Reborn, they've had problems with their mid-game execution. This is a lineup that's going to be able to punish those mid-game mistakes.
And we see Jug Death Prophet again, one of the best pushing combos in the whole game.
Good at killing the egg as well.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
it's been coming out in phase 2 drafts.
Yeah.
Do you see this pushing on through the meta coming out as a phase 1?
Picking those two heroes phase
Because
1.
it kind of tells the enemy that what you're going to do straight
Yeah,
away. Don't you? So you don't want
it's very
to do
vulnerable.
that, but at the same time, if you keep picking it, and it's they're both plus 55 win rate right now.
Right.
So if that keeps happening, more teams are going to then start and think, well, we'll ban it phase 2 then. So you don't get it anymore.
Yeah, I think it will get started banned, but I don't think teams will ever want to first phase it, because there's actually a lot of ways to play around it.
Yeah.
But when you have already 3 heroes picked, then it's obviously a lot harder to counter.
I think she has a very high win rate, has a very huge reason with teams picking her in a very specific situation. So you allow the hero to, excel, like
Yeah.
what Call did earlier, Oracle DP. So it was so easy for the DP to play.
I think what EG needs right now is another hero that goes hand in hand with the Darkseer to pressure the off lane. Because if the Nax doesn't get farmed, okay, there we
There you
go,
have it.
the X, yeah. If the Nax doesn't get farmed, they do not have enough burst damage with the decay pickup to kill the DP.
And you want to talk about 3-4 synergy. I have seen them play this combo before.
Right.
I'm not sure if it was an official, but I've seen Sam and Fearx play around with the Bulba Axe combo. Fear very, very comfortable on this Axe. They'll bully this offlane. Lifestealer, I think, is going to get bullied in lane here.
Yeah, they got a lot of magic piercing disable, like magic immunity piercing, the grip and the call from the axe. So Lifestealer is gonna have a very tough time in team fights. He's gonna most likely get controlled a lot. He needs his team to help him out.
Slaughter. With Slaughter off lane.
They're trying
Slaughter.
they're trying to make the DP much more vulnerable towards the Lifestealer.
Yeah.
So they're taking more minus armor because they don't have burst damage. So they're all in relying on this Lifestealer to kill the DP.
Okay, very, very quickly, because I need predictions from you in one word. Alan.
EG.
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 3 out of 3 for Evil Geniuses. Let's find out whether they're right as we head back to our commentary team of LD and Gods.